Hi guys, it's Elena and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my channel. If you like artsy videos or puppy videos or plant videos or witchy videos, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I would love to make new friends and I'm always open for some pen pal friends as well. So let me know down in the comments if you'd like to be a pen pal. I'm starting off this month with printing out a little photograph that was my favorite memory or my favorite part of last month, and for June it was my cousin's birthday. We went out to eat for the first time since this quarantine stuff happened. It was an outside eating patio thing and we had the most amazing seafood and oysters and lobster. Oh, it was so good. So for this month, the color theme, I started off with it being yellow. I wanted it to be yellows and oranges, but it ended up becoming more gold with some yellows and oranges. So the theme is yellow-ish, I suppose. And I started off by decorating the cover page for July. I wanted it to be kind of like bubbles or like spheres, maybe something that looks a little bit like planets. I've also learned that it's nearly impossible to erase pencil from underneath watercolors once you're done. So note to self, very, very lightly in pencil. So I'm just doing different shades of kind of yellow and light orange and accenting them with some gold. Everything that I'm going to be using I'll put down in the description with their links if you're curious to check them out. But this gold watercolor paint, oh my goodness, it's like you're painting with liquid gold. It's amazing and I just absolutely love using it. Do you have any fun plans for July, for the summer? Or is it summer down when you are? Because I know on the other side of the world, I think winter is starting. I'm not 100% sure, but it could be. My vacation plans have been completely canceled and destroyed by COVID, but that's okay. I get to spend more time at home in my art room just doing some doodles and creating some art. I also have been working hard on trying to fix my penmanship, and I'm hopeful that it's going to pay off through this month because my cursive has been really spotty and I've been working on correct it a little bit. Alright, on the other side, I'm just doing a basic monthly kind of outline so I can put down any of the important dates, and the quote for this month is, "Laughter is a sunbeam of the soul." And I thought it was very fitting, especially since I'm going with like yellows and golds and things like that, which remind me of the sun, and I thought it was fitting. I'm then going back with a metallic marker just to outline those circles, give it a little bit more dimension, and make them stand out just a little bit more. Alright, on to the next spread. So I'm doing a habits tracker on the left side, and on the right side I'm doing another spot for gratitude. If you've seen in my past month bullet journal spread, I did a leaves of gratitude where I put down 30 leaves and I write down on those leaves what I'm thankful for in that day. I decided to do the same thing, and from Sticky Club I received these picture frames or painting frames that were empty on the inside, and I thought it was such a perfect opportunity to use this for my thankful spread on this month. I really enjoyed using that thankful spread. It really makes me a little bit more mindful of what I have and what's going on in my life, and even if I'm having a bad and crappy day, I still try to find at least one thing that I'm thankful for. which cheers me up. And then reading back, I one of the leaves I wrote down like in bold letters sushi, because it was the first time we ordered sushi in a while, and it just still makes me giggle. I'm very thankful for sushi, yes. After aligning those frames, I went and started sticking them in. Well, I first checked if there was exactly 31, and then I went into sticking them in. Let me tell you what happens to your pointer finger when you unstick 30 stickers, 31 stickers that are kind of a stressful situation to unstick. It gets sore. My poor finger is probably gonna end up getting a blister, and I never thought I was gonna suffer so much from stickers. It's ridiculous, but it was so worth it. I think that spread looks so fun and whimsical, and I can't wait till it's filled with a ton of words and things that I'm thankful for. On the left side, like I said, it's going to be my habit tracker, and I'm only going to be tracking 10 habits. I've improved my tracking last month. I'm hoping to improve it even more this month. I've been really slacking on my habits during this quarantine thing, since I'm mainly home and I don't have as many responsibilities, but I'm improving. At least that's a good thing. And then, like always, I mess up all the time. Here I'm just going through my notebook of washi tapes and things like that, just to kind of get a feel for what I have and inspiration for the rest of the spreads. I'm also trying to kind of connect this page with the page on the right of it, and I was figuring out like good placements for those stickers, and it's a lot harder than you would think. But I ended up using one of my very sparkly gold washi tapes. I love it so much. It has so much glitter, but it's not the type of glitter that falls out. It's like coated with a plastic, so it is no longer the herpes of craft supplies. It is just a glitter strip, and it's phenomenal. Okay, writing in the dates for the habits. I'm not going to put in what habits I'm tracking. I kind of want it to be a little bit personal, so I'm leaving the spaces for titles blank and just writing in the dates. Thankfully, this month there was no crazy mistake fiasco like last month. And look at that glitter, look at the sparkles. There's a mistake because I dropped the marker, but everything else is pretty looking good. I'm so excited to use that page. Alright, so for the first week of the month. Last month I did a kiwi inspired spread, so I figured this month around I can do another fruit inspired spread. So what's kind of golden and yellow? Pineapples! And this is the first time I'm ever painting pineapples, so bear with me. They did not come out as awesome as I expected them to come out, but they weren't too bad either. I'm first doing a light wash of light blues in the background, making sure to go around my very lightly outlined pencil, and then spreading around some more of the blue just for more texture. I first did a basic yellow base for the pineapple, so I wouldn't have to worry about filling in any of the cracks or crevices. So since I want it to be very warm toned and very yellow, I did a nice banana-ish, lemony-ish yellow. And then over that, I went over in details, creating some of those triangle pointy shapes of the pineapple in a darker, deeper yellow. Again, for more depth and more detail and shadows and highlights, that type of thing. At least that was my theory. That's what I was trying to do. I don't know if I fully accomplished it, but I think it came out okay. They at least look like pineapples to me. This part was a little tedious, but definitely well worth it. I think it gave some pretty good dimension for the pineapples. Here I was trying out different techniques for how I want to detail it with that darker brown that's on pineapples. I tried doing it with watercolor, but it came out too splotchy. So then I tried out doing a watercolor marker. And I first did the very detailed tips with the marker and then went over with just a drop of water from the paintbrush to kind of let it spread out and bleed out. And it followed the lines of the marker, so I think it came out pretty cool. At this point, I was just trusting the process and hoping it will work out in the end. What themes would you recommend for me to do next month? I haven't exactly picked a color that I was going to be going with, so if you have any suggestions or recommendations or things you want to see me try out, let me know. A little bit more detail on that bottom pineapple, and the main part of it is almost done. I really do like the effect the water did with the watercolor marker. It's the first time I've ever really tried this technique, and I don't think it came out that bad, especially when it dried and it looked way like watercolory and washed out. I really like that effect. Okay, so onto the crowns of the pineapple. Again, I'm just going over with a light green background, kind of getting all of the leaves where I think I want them to go. And they're finally starting to look like pineapples and not just weird blobs with dots. Then going over with a darker green to add some more depth and shadows and highlights. And the painting is pretty much done. On to the best part is taking off the tape and getting that line. Ooh, love it. Okay, on the sides I went over with washi tape. I did a green one that went horizontally, and the one that goes vertically is actually tiny pineapple washi tape, and it just fits so well and it just made me so excited, so I'm really glad I got to use it. It's not often that I get to use some pineapple washi tape, and I'm pretty excited that I had some pineapple washi tape. Then I'm going over and putting in the dates of the month. I first went over it with bright yellow, and you can kind of see it, but not as great as I wanted it to stand out. So I went over in small cursive, kind of stretched out cursive towards the center of it, and I really like the effect. I think it kind of ties in the page together, and it looks very summery and very sweet and very pineapple-y. I overall like the way the spread came out. And here's an up close of it. So the pineapples came out kind of messy, but I kind of like them. They're cute. Alright, on to the next week. This week I used a coloring sheet that one of my pen pals has mailed over to me, and I thought it was going to be such a great opportunity to kind of make it a yellow abstract painting and add it to my spreads. So I'm coloring it in using a ton of yellows and light oranges and just decorating this super cute fox. Coloring all those tiny details. I haven't colored in so long, so it was really great to kind of just zone out and color it. It was great. I liked it. I really liked it. Adding in some details. He's such a cute little fox. I also added in some browns just to kind of tie it in with that last page of pineapples. So yellow and brown I think goes quite well together. And don't worry, I'm not going to have you watch me do the whole entire thing because it took me a hot minute to get it all done. So I'm just going to speed up the process for you. Boom. Adding in some last details. I love the way it came out. It looks so fiery and like regal. I love it. Alright, I'm just cutting out the little fox. And I'm going to add her to my spread. So instead of having the 7 days and a notes spot, I'm just going to have the 7 days and this little foxy's going to take over the notes. It works for me. I'm then doing the outlines of the day's layout. I'm still not sure what to call these spots, but I'm just tracing them out. And I'm using this neon-ish orange marker that I've used coloring in the fox, so I think it came out fairly well. I think this weekly spread came out a little bit more orange than I expected it to. I was hoping for it to be a little bit more on the yellow side, but I'm not mad. There's some yellows. It ties in. It works. And foxes are kind of orange, especially here in North America, so I suppose it works. I'm then using some yellow washi tape to kind of put it askew at the top, like it's taped to a wall or something. Putting in the dates of the week, following the washi tape so it's kind of askew. Had to know which date it was, so I double checked. Alright, these stickers that I received from a mystery package from Sticky were atrocious. They're cute and they match the theme so well, but they were such a pain in the butt to take out from those sticker sheet. Oh my gosh, I was struggling for at least half an hour trying to get the stickers. I almost gave up midway. And it's that kind of like plasticky sticker where if you pull it just the wrong way, it ends up tearing. Or if you push too hard, it ends up being like a punched out sticker flake from the sheet. They were so terrible to work with. Oh my goodness, I was mad at them. It was frustrating, but the look overall came out quite well and it matched the fox, so I can't be mad at it towards the end. Though the process, oof, I struggled so hard. I then took some of the gold paint that I used in the past spreads and kind of just did dots all throughout the background, adding in a little bit of texture and a little bit of shimmer. Now, when I flip to this spread, it'll remind me of my pen pal, and it'll make me smile, and it just looks super cute. Adding in some more tiny flowers, and that ties in this simple spread. Look at her. Don't mind that I colored outside the lines, but look at her. It's cute. And the flowers are cute. I really like this. It looks super summery and super fun. Okay, on to the next weekly spread. And I wanted to go kind of old-fashioned and retro-y with this stamp, so I'm using a light brownish, nudish marker to kind of do a background of these stamps and words and letters. And then I used a yellowish color for the postcard just to give the background some texture. I'm using this cutout of the canary on the side instead of the notes spot. I was going to use the other kind of decoupage paper, but it just wasn't feeling right, so I went with a different way. Here I am painting in some gold splotches where the weekly days are going to go, and just kind of doing a first layer of it. And then I have these little retro-y, old-fashioned sticker flakes from the Sticky Club, and I feel like they went with this spread so well. There were some postcards and wax seals and stamps and an old camera. I thought it just went really well with kind of this like stationary, old-fashioned stationary spread. It was quick and simple, and I like it. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments which spreads are your favorite, as I'm curious to see how other people interpret my art. Then going over a second waterier layer of that gold, and I'm using a brown stamp to kind of do edges or block out the days of the week just a little more so it's not a complete mess. I hope I'm making sense. Right, writing in the days of the week, and I'm using cursive and small font to kind of complement the background. And then voila, it's done. It's pretty, it's shimmery, and I feel like it's fairly simple, but lots of details all at the same time. Okay, on to the next spread, and this one is one of my favorites. I love how this one came out, and it is very yellow based. First, I'm using sticky notes like this to kind of block out where I'm gonna put the weekly days, and I'm using a honeycomb stamp. It's gonna be a little beehive, kind of beehive themed. bees themed, honey themed, something along those lines. At this point, I was fed up with how the stamp was leaving some spots towards the center, so I took it off and was just using it on my palm. It worked! Adding in some gold just where there's some empty spaces so it's not an overwhelmingness of the honeycombs, and to add some shimmer. Alright, I'm taking off those sticky notes, and as you can see, there's like a blocked out spot of where the days of the week are gonna go, and I'm just gonna color them in with a richer yellow or like a darker yellow. I was thinking of doing a hexagonal shape for these, but to be honest, I kind of didn't want to measure them out and be lazy. So I figured instead of like a honeycomb, it's those like honey shells that beekeepers have in beehives. So just imagine that's that. I think about 2 years ago, I did a similar spread in my bullet journal way back when, before I started doing videos and stuff, so I figured I'd revisit it since I can record this and share it with the YouTube world. Alright, those sticker sheets are super cute. They're from my subscription of Sticky Club, and I love how they're hexagonal shaped and they have like little bees and little flowers in them, and they're washi styled, so they're super easy to write over if you need it, and I like how it just kind of blends in with the page. So I put a ton of those around, and I feel like this spread is looking pretty cute. I also put a bunch of bees and put that little beehive in the center and put more bees around, and did the outline of the boxes, and I'm putting in the days of the week. Kind of wanted to do very thin blocky letters, kind of reminded me of like the bee's legs or wings, so I figured it'll tie in the spread fairly well. Alright, here she is. I love that shimmery gold and the spots. I think it came out so cute. I definitely like this spread. Especially that like shimmery beehive and how it has those like glitters in the insides. Oh, love it. And the next spread, my camera ran out of room, which is why you're missing some of the footage. And my camera does this lovely thing that if it runs out of room, it does not notify you. So if I'm caught up in the moment of doing artwork and I don't notice it, I end up losing some stuff. And since I can't repaint it, I'm just gonna explain to you what I did. I just did a wash of like a light gray in the background going around the daily outlines, and then I'm taking a very pigmented gold. I let it sit with water for a while so that it became very rich and pigmenty, and I'm creating these kind of gold drips. I know it's kind of reminiscent of honey and the past spread, but I wanted this to be more gold rather than honey, so you'll see what I added later to make it more metallic-y, I suppose, rather than honey-ish. Anyways, I am kind of loving the way this spread came out between the beehive and this spread. I can't really decide which one's my favorite. I love the dripping of it, and I love how shimmery and gold it is. Ugh, this watercolor palette is just incredible to use, and I love how intense the gold is. Just love it. Adding in the last of the details. And then I'm going over with a thick black marker to outline the weekly days, and I feel like it just made the gold pop even more. Like, ugh, Love it. Loving how it came out. And it just looks like it's dripping off of the squares. Because of how shimmery this gold paint is, I felt like I didn't really need to add any highlights or accents. It doesn't really translate over with the overhead camera. You'll see in the spread of just how like gold and shimmery and just delicious it is. As you can see with the sticker sheet on the left, I'm going to be adding in some coin stickers to give it more of a gold vibe rather than like a dripping honey vibe. And those outlined squares just, oof, really hit the spot. I think this month I used watercolors the most from all the past months, and it really kind of gave some texture to the pages, and I'm loving how chunky my bullet journal is getting. It just makes me so happy. Alright, I'm placing little gold bars on the side for the weekly days, and then writing them in small font, thin letters, kind of like a marking on a gold bar. At least that was my thought process. Just look at that. Oh, I love it. Just look how rich and delicious that gold watercolor is. So awesome. And the gold coins shimmer as well. I really like this spread. And the last spread of the month is my most used spread of all time. It is my ongoing to-do list, ongoing task list, where I write down everything that I want to get accomplished for the month, and if it doesn't get accomplished, it gets transferred over onto the next month. Alright, so here is the flip through. It is so pretty. I love the gold and the details. I love how summery and whimsical it is. Let me know down in the comments what is your favorite spread, and don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!